dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. My dear students, today we will be learning the topic Applied History of Standard 10, and we have already started this lesson in which we studied what is applied history and research in various fields. And now today we are going to discuss about applied history and our present, management of cultural and natural heritage, and the last point of this lesson, affiliated professional fields. So our today's point, applied history and our present. Now people often ask about the practical value of history, that why we are studying history, what is the practical value, इसका हमारी रोज की जिंदगी में क्या यूज है, how to use knowledge of history in our day-to-day life. Then the answer to the question about the nature of applied history answers this question as well. The visible and invisible relics of the past exist in the present, and we nurture some kind of curiosity, attraction towards them. So we wish to know more about their history because they represent the creative thoughts and traditions of our ancestors, and this is our heritage. So heritage management creates opportunities of employment. Now here is the answer of our question, why we are studying history is the different question, and what is the practical value of history is the different question. Now if we are going to talk about the practical value of history or for the job purpose, then heritage management creates opportunities of employment, or in short we can say applied history can be described as understanding of our present with the help of history and finding right direction for the benefit of our future. So history not only plays an important role in our present, but also it prepares us for the future. And then if we talk about the management of cultural and natural heritage, cultural heritage, which is in the form of human creation and of two types, that is tangible cultural heritage and intangible cultural heritage. Then in natural heritage, the concept of natural heritage gives importance to the thought of biodiversity, and that's why it includes fauna, flora and ecology and geomorphic characteristic, which is crucial for sustaining the flora and fauna of a particular region. So these are the types which we can say of management of cultural and natural heritage. One by one now we'll study this in detail, and in this the first one, tangible cultural heritage. This type of cultural heritage includes ancient sites, buildings, artifacts, manuscripts, sculptures, paintings, etc. Now about all these things you people already learned in the topic sources of history in lower standards. So all these are the sources of history and this type of cultural heritage, which is included in tangible cultural heritage. So it includes ancient sites, buildings, artifacts, manuscripts, sculptures and paintings. The next thing, intangible cultural heritage. This type of cultural heritage includes the following things, which are oral traditions and their language. Traditional language, which means our local languages, we can say. Social customs and rituals of celebrating festivals. As we know, if we especially talk about our country, there is unity in diversity. अलग अलग states है, अलग अलग castes है, अलग अलग religion है, and also at local level हमारी customs और rituals बहुत ही अलग अलग है. Styles of performing arts, certain traditional skills, communities, groups who represent such traditions, customs and skills. So all these things are in the intangible cultural heritage. Now next thing, if we talk, is natural heritage. The concept of natural heritage gives importance to the thought of biodiversity, and it includes fauna, flora, ecology and geomorphic characteristics, which is crucial for sustaining the flora and fauna of a particular region. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि कोई एक वर्ल्ड फेमस या फिर किसी एक देश में या फिर किसी एक स्टेट में फेमस प्लेस हो या फिर रीजन हो. किसी भी लोकल लेवल का जो बायोडाइवर्सिटी है, दैट आल्सो कैन बी इंक्लूडेड इन द नेचुरल heritage. So our natural heritage, that is local environment. Here you can see easily in the chart so that it is easy to keep in mind or to revise before the exam. Cultural heritage, in that tangible cultural heritage and intangible. Intangible, movable and immovable. In the movable, paintings, sculptures, furnitures, wall paintings and documents. In immovable heritage, historical buildings, monuments, archaeological sites which we can't move from one place to another. Then in intangible cultural heritage, that is oral traditions and experience. Oral traditions and expressions, science and habits related to nature and world, and the traditional skills. If we talk about oral traditions, then it includes languages, social customs, performing arts. So this is what is very easy to keep in mind about the cultural heritage. World Heritage Day. On this day, we can pledge to protect and preserve the rich heritage of our nation because they make us proud. हम किसी भी जगह पर घूमने जाते हैं, पिकनिक के लिए जाते हैं, तो हम सारी ऐसी जगह ही देखने जाते हैं जो हमारी हेरिटेज है, इंक्लूड है हेरिटेज लिस्ट में. तो ऐसी जगहों को, ऐसी चीज़ों को हमें प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहिए, प्रिजर्व करना चाहिए. And that is what is included in the management of cultural and natural heritage. UNESCO, the global organization, has announced some directives with the objective of promoting the cultural and natural heritage. It is essential for the benefit of future जनरेशन्स टू प्रिजर्व आवर हेरिटेज, क्योंकि आने वाली जो जनरेशन्स है उनको पता चलना चाहिए कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज़ आवर हिस्ट्री, हमारी हिस्ट्री क्या है, और उसके लिए ये सारी चीज़ें जो है उन्हें प्रिजर्व करना, प्रोटेक्ट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड फॉर दैट यूनेस्को अनाउंस्ड सम डायरेक्टिव्स विद द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ प्रमोटिंग द कल्चरल एंड नेचुरल हेरिटेज. On the basis of those directives, list of sites and traditions are declared as World Heritage. And now, as you can see in the image, many images are there, जिसमें से कुछ आप पहचान भी सकते हो कि जो वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज की लिस्ट में यूनेस्को ने उसे ऐड किया है फ्रॉम द India. So Taj Mahal is here, then the caves, Lal Killa. This one especially you can easily find out, place from Mumbai. Then in this, the next, the list of UNESCO's World Natural Heritage now includes Western Ghats, and especially the Khas Plateau in the district Satara is also a part of the Western Ghats, which is included in the list of UNESCO's World Natural Heritage, which is kind of natural heritage. Then the next thing, Archaeological Survey of India, cultural and natural heritage management is one of the main aspects of applied history. The work of conservation and preservation of the cultural heritage falls under the jurisdiction of the Archaeological Survey of India and India's State Department of Archaeology. So beside INTAG, that is Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, is actively working in this field. Here you can see Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. The work of conservation and preservation of cultural and natural heritage requires participation of experts from various fields. ये किसी एक व्यक्ति का काम नहीं है. They need to be duly aware of the cultural, social and political histories of the heritage site because it has different angles. Now on the screen you can see the snaps from our textbook. The Indian traditions declared as oral and intangible heritage. You can refer your textbook for this. Then the old natural heritage sites, in that Kaziranga National Park, Nanda Devi and Valley of Flowers National Parks, Western Ghats, Great Himalayan National Park Conservation Area, World Cultural Heritage Sites of India, that is Agra Fort, Ajanta Caves, Ellora Caves, Taj Mahal, group of monuments at Mahabalipuram, Sun Temple at Konark, churches and convents of Goa, Fatehpur Sikri, group of monuments at Hampi, Khajuraho, group of monuments, Elephanta Caves, and you can check the list in your textbook. Principles of applied history are useful in creating the awareness. As I told you before also, any historical site or historical thing has many angles. कल्चरल एंगल होता है, पॉलिटिकल एंगल होता है, सोशल एंगल होता है, और वो सब समझने के लिए किसी एक व्यक्ति का होना ज़रूरी नहीं है, बट द पीपल फ्रॉम डिफरेंट फील्ड्स आर वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट, और द नॉलेज ऑफ डिफरेंट फील्ड्स इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. So the principles, the operations necessary for the conservation, preservation and development of the heritage site can be handled without causing any change in its original state. Otherwise it may change the meaning of that particular thing or of that particular heritage, या फिर उससे हमें कुछ गलत ही हिस्ट्री आगे वाली जनरेशन्स तक जा सकती है. सो द बेसिक एंड द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग अबाउट आवर हेरिटेज इज टू conserve, preserve and develop. But while doing all these things, it is very important to handle it without causing any change in its original state. Then the local social structure and psychology of the local people. This one is also very important. Challenges faced by them in the present situations and their expectations can be surveyed in detail. क्योंकि किसी भी हेरिटेज के बारे में या फिर हिस्टोरिकल प्लेस के बारे में, हिस्टोरिकल थिंग के बारे में जो लोकल लोगों के पास इंफॉर्मेशन होती है, that information is very important. So the local social structure and the psychology of the local people, वो उसके बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, उसका उस पर्टिकुलर चीज़ के बारे में, उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया के बारे में, रीजन के बारे में क्या कहना है. Then the next thing in this, due precautions can be taken, avoid hurting sentiments of the local people while completing the projects of conservation, preservation and development of a heritage site. So the precaution is very important thing. Participation of the local people in the project can be facilitated because the information which local people have is important and may be unique and may help in the project. Systematic plan can be designed to employ the local skills in a creative way and create better opportunities of livelihood. So all these are the principles of applied history which are useful in creating the awareness among them. Next thing, affiliated professional fields. Knowledge of history can be supportive in the decision making with regard to respective legal provisions and public policies in the following fields. Now it includes museums and archives, preservation and conservation of historical sites, tourism and hospitality, entertainment and mass media. Nowadays these two fields which are very important, tourism and hospitality. डे बाय डे टूरिज़म एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो बढ़ती जा रही है और इसमें बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है. एंड इफ़ यू हैव द हिस्टोरिकल नॉलेज ऑफ एनी प्लेस और ऑफ एनी कंट्री और ऑफ एनी स्टेट, देन यू कैन वर्क देयर एज अ गाइड. और इसमें और सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है जिसके लिए आप जा सकते हैं. एंड देन द एंटरटेनमेंट एंड मास मीडिया आल्सो. डे बाय डे हम देख रहे हैं कि बहुत सारी हिस्टोरिकल फिल्म्स, हिस्टोरिकल सीरियल्स, सीरीज बनती जा रही है. सो इफ़ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड यू कैन गो इन दिस फील्ड ऑल्सो विथ योर हिस्ट्री नॉलेज. Every field mentioned here requires expert personnel with specialized skills. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके पास कुछ नॉलेज नहीं है और आप काम करने चले गए. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट. इट इज़ समथिंग डिफरेंट दैन द रेगुलर वर्क. एंड हियर एज यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन, यू नीड स्टडी, यू नीड प्लानिंग एंड द very important thing, you need interest in this particular field. For example, architects, engineers, historians, archaeologists, museum creators, sociologists, archive management professionals, legal experts, skilled photographers, etc. If you are good at photography and interested in history, you can use your knowledge of photography in this field. So the help of experts from many more fields is required, and these experts need to have adequate knowledge of the ancient sites, the historical background of the structural remains and artifacts. Projects in the field of applied history can create various opportunities for these professionals. So ऐसा नहीं है कि हिस्ट्री का कुछ प्रैक्टिकल यूज़ नहीं है, या फिर जो क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है कि व्हाट इज़ द प्रैक्टिकल वैल्यू ऑफ हिस्ट्री। आप किसी भी फील्ड के नॉलेज के साथ हिस्ट्री में काम कर सकते हैं। हियर ऑन द स्क्रीन also you can see different experts of different fields working on the projects. Subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications. So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.